Welcome to the 6th Annual Delaware STEM Educator Awards. I am Terry Quinn Gray, Technology Senior Manager with DuPont Mobility and Materials. I bring greetings on behalf of the Delaware STEM Council and the Delaware Foundation for Science and Math Education, signature co-hosts for tonight's gala. STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. That's what we're all about. It's a practice sport rooted in analysis, questions, creativity, and innovation. We have gathered as STEM doers and thinkers, STEM leaders, STEM enthusiasts, STEM movers and shakers, STEM allies, and those of you who are STEM curious to celebrate Delaware's finest in teaching and learning. The Delaware STEM Council, comprised of thought leaders from business, education, and government, was created in 2011 to increase the STEM literacy of all Delaware students, broaden the participation of women and underrepresented groups in STEM fields, and thereby expanding the STEM-capable workforce and fueling economic growth for all Delawareans. The Delaware Foundation for Science and Math Education, formed in 1995, is committed to strengthening STEM education in Delaware for all students, with a focus on professional development and advocacy for teachers and educators. The DFSME mission is that Delaware will have a world-class STEM education system that serves as a magnet to attract businesses, families, and educations to the first state. DFSME is one of the charter members of Governor Markell's STEM Council. The STEM Council has surely morphed and reshaped over the years, yet continues its efforts around coalition building and advocacy in partnership with DFSME for all things STEM up and down the state and across the nation. Thank you, Delaware STEM Council and DFSME, for your commitment and enthusiasm for STEM excellence in Delaware. We appreciate your steadfast commitment in our past, to our present, and looking toward our future. The Delaware STEM Educator Awards recognizes teachers, individuals, and teams in and outside the traditional classroom at the elementary, middle, and high school levels. This year, we're happy to debut a few new awards as well. Stay tuned. All awards are based on demonstration of STEM innovation and excellence through teaching, academic collaboration, and student engagement. Winners receive financial awards, a plaque, and occasionally a cachet of mementos. The concept of the Delaware STEM Educator Awards was seeded by Ashland, our title sponsor, in collaboration with the Delaware STEM Council in about 2013-14 timeframe. You'll witness tonight firsthand the brilliance and passion of tonight's awardees. They are multifaceted and multi-talented in their own unique way. Continuous learners they are, experimentalists, inventors, mentors, and coaches. We'll get a glimpse of their day-to-day journey and their award-winning contributions, which leave an indelible print on STEM learners, their students and proteges, quite frankly, all of us across the state. I must mention, for those of us who were with this event from the very beginning, that it has been a tradition to have a day-long symposium featuring workshops, panels, and special guests just prior to the Educator Awards ceremony. However, due to COVID-19, we had to pivot for 2020. The companion symposium, Rehumanizing the Classroom, was offered as a two-day event this past October in collaboration with the Delaware Math Coalition. More than 400, mostly teachers, along with business and government representatives, participated in this virtual professional development series focused on equity and empowering all students as thinkers and doers of STEM. It was powerful. Because of last year's success, the Professional Development Symposium will continue as a separate event going forward, likely in early fall of 2021. So we're in for an extraordinary treat tonight. We'll finally meet and celebrate with the 2020 award winners and their families. Oh, did I mention that this is the first reveal of the award winners for us and for them? Can't wait to see how this surprise goes in real time. Tonight's gala is possible because of our sponsors, Ashland, DuPont, Agilent, Labware, Verizon, and Spec Cyton Biosciences, coupled with many, many volunteers. We are especially grateful for their generosity in a year that some have dubbed a triple threat due to the COVID-19 pandemic, reckoning with social injustices and economic crises. To our sponsors and volunteers, thank you. Because of you, we're jazzed to be here and on the other side of 2020 in celebration and gratitude for all of our STEM educators in Delaware. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the STEM-sational experience ahead. Now, to kick us off, a message from Ashland, our title sponsor for tonight's celebration.
Hello, everyone. I am Min Chong, Senior Vice President and General Manager for the Specialty Additives and Intermediate and Solvents business at Ashland. Because of COVID-19 pandemic and the need for social distancing, we will meet virtually this year. Nevertheless, it's my pleasure to be with you today. Ashland is proud to partner with the Delaware STEM Council and to continue our sponsorship of the Delaware STEM Educators Award. I want to congratulate all of you, and especially tonight's recipients, for their outstanding leadership and for continuing to champion this important cause. Personally, I know the importance of STEM skills, especially in today's world. I was born in South Korea, and we immigrated to Anchorage, Alaska when I was 8 years old. I know firsthand the importance and impact teachers have. Consistent with your traditional immigrant family story, my parents were very busy working 2 jobs to help provide a better life for my brother and me. Since my parents were not familiar with how things worked in the US, it was my teachers who helped really shape and guide me during the education journey. For example, Mrs. Friday, my algebra teacher in 8th grade, fueled the joy of solving complex formulas. And it was Mr. Brown, my 10th grade physics teacher, who brought life to science and engineering from the textbook to everyday applications. He also took the extra time to mentor and guide me through the entire college application process and helped me in selecting my major in chemical engineering at Carnegie Mellon University. I am now married and a father of 3 boys who range in the age of 5 to 20. I am once again experiencing the importance and impact educators have on the development of our children. And I want to sincerely thank you all for the huge impact you make day in and day out. Now, for those of you that may not know a lot about Ashland, we are a specialty materials company that is always solving. We are passionate about the importance of STEM because we recognize that it pervades every part of our lives. We know that a thriving STEM workforce is critical for generating innovative ideas, commercializing patents, and providing the flexibility and critical thinking required in a modern economy. Ashland uses STEM and the power of applied chemistry to transform the efficacy, usability, allure, integrity, and profitability of industrial and consumer products for our customers. Our chemistries help widen your teeth, protect you from the sun, and make your medicines work more effectively. Our solutions are at work in architecture, transportation, construction, food and beverage, personal care, and many more items. Ashland's intense focus on solving our customers' most complex challenges would not be possible without a workforce that embodies a strong skill set in STEM. We firmly believe that a STEM-based education creates critical thinkers and enables the next generation of innovators. Young scientists, engineers, mathematicians teach us to question assumptions and to wonder why things operate as they do. And questioning enables solutions that can have an immense impact on making life better. Like my own children, students remind us that there's always something more to learn, to try, and to discover. They teach us to imagine and innovate. Ashland strongly supports expanding the number of Delaware students who ultimately pursue advanced degrees and careers in STEM fields. And we are working with the Delaware Foundation for Science and Mathematics Education to broaden the participation of women and minorities in these fields. We look forward to continuing to expand a STEM-capable workforce and to create, grow, and attract STEM-related businesses to Delaware. We strongly believe in increasing STEM literacy for all students in Delaware. Throughout my career journey, real-life situations, and the support from my teachers and mentors always enabled a better and faster learning experience. Today, science is everywhere around us. Technology is continuously expanding and pushing further into every aspect of our lives. Engineering is more than basic design. It helps us address some of the world's most complex challenges, and mathematics is prevalent throughout every occupation today. The work that you do as educators is incredible and never more needed than today, given the challenges of living in a COVID world. Your encouragement of your students as they engage with STEM concepts and your support of their growth and development with hands-on experiences is enabling a passion for them to continue their quest to consider a career in STEM-related field. Speaking now to the students, don't settle for what you already know. Keep questioning and exploring. Dream and keep asking why. Never stop believing in the power of your ideas, your imagination, or your hard work. Someday, it may change the world. On behalf of Ashland, I want to congratulate all the educators for your ongoing work in the classroom. Congratulations to the nominees, especially to the recipients of the awards for their outstanding leadership. And thank you for asking Ashland and me to be part of your journey.
And I have the privilege and honor to teach physics and engineering at Brandywine High School in the Brandywine School District. I also work with Terry Gray as co-chair on the Delaware STEM Council. And it is my honor at this point to introduce our keynote speaker for this evening. This person has had a profound influence on STEM education throughout the state. One of our original members, she was a strong advocate from the very beginning to focus on our goal to increase STEM literacy for all students. So without further ado, I would like to present our Delaware's Secretary of Education, Dr. Susan Bunting.
Thank you, Judd. And it's truly a privilege to join you all today in recognizing and honoring our state's teaching stars. Each spring, we have an opportunity to celebrate accomplishments and to publicly acknowledge excellence. However, an occasion of this magnitude is especially meaningful as spring 2021 signals that we are nearing the end of an unprecedented and very taxing school year. Last March 13th, students left our buildings on Friday afternoon as they normally did. Some have never returned. Due to COVID-19, schools remain closed through the end of the school year. Staff had to immediately pivot into a virtual learning world, as did our students. Some of them lacked the access to devices or internet accessibility. Students reopened and came back to our schools for the school year in September or maybe late August by entering buildings that had been on schedules devised by school districts and buildings that were offering both in-person and remote learning. Both students and educators continued to face myriad challenges. To be frank, it was time to rethink education, for we realized that schooling has been forever changed. We optimists began to consider possibilities, for as the saying goes, and I quote, "Out of challenge comes opportunity," end of quote. That naturally led to my reconsidering the amazing potential that we educators have to enhance learning and to expand the horizons of our students in new and novel ways. I firmly believe that this evening's stars of the show have done just that. These shining models believe that they have an opportunity to make a difference. This evening's award winners have recognized the potential in preparing our students for a rewarding science, technology, engineering, or math future, and have also seen the potential in each of their students. This annual recognition of Delaware's star STEM educators is a celebration that is near and dear to my heart. In fact, I had the privilege of heading the committee that selected the original winners for the first couple of years. Although our selection team was astonished at early entries of products and programs, each year the entries have become increasingly impressive. Since that initial experience, I have been fascinated by Delaware educators' ingenuity and the variety of creative initiatives that have been submitted for recognition. This evening, we have the opportunity to honor teachers and teams of teachers at the elementary, middle, and high school levels who have masterfully demonstrated STEM innovation and excellence through instructional techniques, academic collaboration, and student engagement. Although the task of selecting winners has always been difficult, it has become increasingly challenging as the years go by. Consequently, I predict that you will be absolutely astounded at how educators are craftily preparing today's students for a STEM future as you see them tonight. Honestly, we have much to be proud of in the state of Delaware. In addition to top-notch teachers and our insightful and curious students, we have outstanding business and education partnerships, as is evident through the sponsorships that annually make this event possible. Through these partnerships, we can commit and support both our youth and our economy. We believe that the first step in a strong economic development begins by investing in our youth and by providing a highly qualified STEM education for all of our students. We also know that when educators are deciding where to locate their companies, that they are looking primarily for where they can get a skilled workforce. And states like Delaware that have the capacity to adapt and to grow talent are the ones that will win in the years ahead. Consequently, I am truly proud of the state's progress in creating STEM opportunities for all youth. As a state, we have established a foundation for our youth to pursue STEM careers through the expansion of post-secondary education programs and the development of our career pathways programs, thus enhancing the preparation of our students for future possibilities and positions. Today, there are more than 23,000 students enrolled in 25 pathway programs across 16 comprehensive districts, 3 technical local education agencies, and 10 charter districts in which leaders acknowledge that STEM education and STEM skills are critical to our students being ready for college, career, and the future. Just look at some of the recent successes of our stars in the making. Youth are accessing and being successful in advanced college and career coursework at greater rates than ever before. In the last 3 years, we have grown student success rates in college and career coursework by more than 30%. Right now, 60% of all youth in Delaware high schools complete advanced coursework prior to graduation. This includes our students earning college credit, attaining industry credentials, and working with employers to develop and train through on-the-job experiences. And we are fortunate to have both public and private partners working together to support our youth, much like the Delaware Foundation of Math and Science Education Board. In essence, we are united by a common goal. We are partners in collectively investing in experiences that will entice our youth in sampling and hopefully continuing to pursue training that can lead to a financially and intrinsically rewarding career. We have also learned that education and good jobs are pieces of the same puzzle. And as we look ahead, we know that our state will hire or replace 40% of our workforce in the next 6 years, which is based on retirement and statewide growth rates. And as talent exits our workforce, we know that it will create job openings across a variety of industries and positions for our youth and adults that have the right skills, particularly STEM skills. I am extremely proud of the work our local education agencies, and especially of the superstar educators we are honoring, who are leading our shared efforts to take action in preparing youth for STEM futures in Delaware. We must continue to challenge our students and to ensure great opportunities are made prolific in every classroom. We must continue to remove obstacles that might otherwise prohibit youth from thriving in the future STEM-dominated economy. We must continue to develop students' potentials and enable them to pursue their dreams. I am confident that this can be accomplished, that this effort will continue to propel our momentum and guide future work to ensure that students have rewarding choices beyond high school. We have the chance to brighten the future of our stars in the making so that they can make the world a better place. Now let's refocus the spotlight on a cadre of exceptional STEM educators, the best of the best who indeed outshine their 15,000 peers in our education system. You will have the opportunity to view Delaware's STEM stars' brilliant accomplishments and witness how they have magnified STEM interests and potential in students of all ages. They have created the learning opportunities that have enabled that potential to translate into unparalleled results. In essence, these stellar educators long ago internalized Krista McAuliffe's philosophy, and I quote, "I touch the future, I teach." In closing, I would like to thank Randy Gushel for allowing me to join you all in celebrating STEM accomplishments and for his stellar work in moving STEM education in the state of Delaware forward. In addition, I would like to express our collective gratitude to the sponsors and supporters of the symposium and this evening's event, especially Ashland, which has provided monetary awards to the STEM Educators of the Year since the program's inception. In addition, I would like to express our appreciation to our other sponsors, DuPont, Agilent, Spexiton, and Verizon for their support of both Delaware Foundation for Math and Science Education Board of Directors and of this evening's program. And finally, although the 2021 winners have been selected but not yet announced, I congratulate both the individuals and the teams that will be lauded this evening and sincerely encourage them to continue their award-winning efforts. Our focus on the power of these educational superstars to expose students to experiences that will unleash their individual potentials and thus light the path toward a brighter future is truly commendable and definitely merits our applause. Thank you.
I was looking forward to learning about robotics, 3D printing, how to start your own business, and app inventing.
We want to reach students that have not ever had an introduction to STEM before.
Before Zion's interaction with Verizon, he was shy, and there was some uncertainty in who or what it was that he wanted to become.
He'll be scared to ask something, so sometimes he'll have me ask for him.
When I first started camp, I was nervous about talking to other kids and to the mentors.
We have an outstanding, incredible group of young men that are in the trenches with these guys 24/7.
My mentor taught me how not to be scared of my fears and how to do right instead of wrong.
He's able to teach me robotics. That's one thing for sure. I never thought I'd be able to learn robotics. So him being in this age teaching me that it's like you can learn from anybody.
These mentors are awesome. It's become brotherhood. And that same mentor even told me that his relationship with Zion has helped him grow.
The way I look at the summit is that it's kind of like a mini science conference. It's going to be an opportunity for these young men to be able to go and gather together.
Being at the summit has given me more confidence. So I think we should do like the pillow at the bottom. I think of myself as a leader. I think it's a good idea to learn STEM because a lot of kids want to be professional basketball players and think about how good of a job they can do in the STEM field.
You should become a scientist and figure that out.
The growth that I've seen is just amazing to me. When he first came back to camp, I saw that his shoulders were back and his head was up.
He's more mature academically and socially. He's become more of a light also to where he wants to share that experience with other children.
We look up to Zion because he's teaching us to be a leader and not a follower.
He's going to have an impact on our world. And it probably wouldn't have happened if he had never been introduced to this type of technology.
Hello. So it's at this time that we get to announce our first awardee. For elementary education, this is for a certified teacher. And I have to be perfectly honest, when we talk about STEM education, there is a lot of talk about college and career readiness and economic development and growth. And for a lot of elementary teachers, this seems very distant. And it seems like something that they could pass on. And the truth is, you could. You have so much on your plate as it is as teachers. So those of you who have applied for this award and put in for it, thank you, because it's your vision, it's your ability to know that your kids will one day be solving the future's problems. It's your vision that is allowing us to move forward with STEM education. So thank you all for those who applied. Please encourage anybody else who hasn't and is doing great STEM work in their elementary classrooms to apply in the future. But this year's winner comes from the Brandywine School District, Forwood Elementary School, Leona Williams.
I'm so excited. I can't even tell you.
Oh, no.
I don't know what the plan is. I have something that I'd like to say, but I don't know if you would prefer to do something different. Can you hear me, Judd?
I can hear you, Leona.
All right. I just want to thank the Delaware STEM Council, DFSME, and our sponsors for recognizing my work. It really is especially important to me during this pandemic time. I'm so proud of my students' work, and I'm so grateful for my parent and guardian support. During COVID last spring, we really became each other's lifeline. I wanted to create a familiar experience for my students and continue to challenge them. And I chose STEM, which we call STEAM in Brandywine School District at the elementary level, to supplement our content. And combined with Skype Assigned to Zoom, my students stayed engaged and looked toward their future in STEM fields. There's literally a network of people that I could thank for my success. And I know, Judd, you are one of them. I want to thank my mentor, Jane Carey. She brings such experience to my conversations with her. I'm grateful to my Forward family. That includes my former principal that's up here, Mike McDermott, my new principal, Hakima Wicker, my AP, Diana Golden, and my fourth grade teammate, Julie Goodnow, who stands beside me even through this year so that we can teach STEM programs to our entire grade. Dr. Michelle Kutch at BSD District Office, and Tanya Mead and April McCrae at DOE for bringing the Next Generation Science Teacher Leader program into my professional growth. I appreciate my family for understanding the time it takes, the importance of these projects to me, and the value it offers the students I reach. So STEM equity means, as I close, materials in hand and diverse role models so that every child can see themselves in a STEM career. And this award will support that critical goal for me. And I thank everyone very much.
Awesome. Thank you again, Leona, and congratulations to you and Forwood.
Leona Williams has been the leader of the Next Generation Science Standards and the STEM programs at Forwood Elementary School since 2013. She is currently teaching grades 4 and 5. Prior to arriving at Forwood in 2009, she taught 4th grade at Claymont Elementary School for 2 years. She has a BS in chemistry from the University of Delaware and a Master of Education, Elementary Studies from Wilmington University, as well as postmaster coursework from several universities. Since arriving at Forwood, Mrs. Williams has integrated STEM experiences throughout her curriculum. In the following excerpts from her presentation at the 2020 STEM Equity Conference, she describes some of these student experiences.
Hello, my name is Leona Williams. I'm a 4th grade teacher at Forwood Elementary School in Brandywine School District, and I'm a STEM educator. My classroom engages in STEM from day one. Last year, we got to know each other making STEAM hats that held a pencil and met height requirements. This year, I quickly assembled 3 STEAM projects for all 4th graders, including our special needs students in the intensive learning program. Access to materials supports equity. I provide students with access to STEAM Club materials and time to complete them in school. I share everything with my 4th grade team. When my class completed the marble run, student groups were given the same number of cardboard tubes and painter's tape, then challenged to make a marble run. The slowest time to complete the run was considered the winner, as they incorporated numerous angles for the marble to traverse. As a next generation science teacher leader for my district, I was asked to pilot Amplify Science materials, which are next gen aligned. In these photos, you'll see my students building simple circuits using solar panels and supportive apps. Having technology for all is another important part of STEM equity. My students collaborate in small groups working on hands-on STEM. This benefits every student's problem-solving skills. My English language learners who came from India, Pakistan, Mexico, and Vietnam this year also have an increased language benefit as they engage in discussion with their peers. I've been incorporating alternative energies to fossil fuels into instruction to better align 4th grade kits to the next generation science standards. I was excited to have the solar panel available for my students' use. I contacted Skype a scientist, as I have in the past, looking for a good match related to alternative energies. I was connected to chemistry doctoral candidate Ms. Holly Fruwald. She shared her research at Ontario Tech on replacing platinum catalysts in hydrogen fuel cell cars. I prepared my students by purchasing and demonstrating a model hydrogen fuel cell car. I shared books and videos. Here I am speaking to the entire 4th grade. All the students developed questions in advance. If you're thinking this is too high a level project for the typical 4th graders, you may be surprised. One 9-year-old wrote that Ms. Fruwald should try iron. Sure enough, that was part of her research, using iron as a catalyst to replace platinum. What an exciting moment for Jakai, pictured here. It sparked an interest and his confidence in his STEM abilities. Holiday celebrations include STEM in my class. For Halloween, my students worked with UV-sensitive beads. They're white until exposed to sunlight, then turn pastel colors. My students made animals using white pipe cleaners and beads. Then they designed and created shelters to protect them from sunlight. They tested the shelters outside, then completed redesigns and more testing. I sent home materials for this project at our laptop pickup, so this 4th graders could have a similar experience. We learned more about sound waves on an Amplify app, then created musical instruments from recyclable materials. The kids formed bands and chose a song to play together. When we met together on Zoom for a rehearsal, I showed these small groups how to measure amplitude and look for patterns in wavelength. STEM kept my students engaged in learning through a very difficult period.
That video was amazing. It's definitely a keeper. One of the reasons we created these STEM awards was to shine a spotlight on teachers to show us the way. That's a video there that we can use over and over again to inspire others. As we progress through this evening, we will have some additional speakers, elected officials throughout the evening. Our first up is a message from our own Governor, John Carney.
Hi, this is Governor John Carney. I'm very disappointed that we're not able to come together in person this year. However, I'm glad that we could gather virtually. We know that we're facing an unprecedented time in the history of our state and our country. This school year looks a lot different than in years past, but we need to continue to recognize the importance of STEM education in our state. We know that Delaware researchers and STEM organizations have been working hard over the past several months to help combat COVID-19 and other serious health challenges. Whether it's developing a vaccine and treatments for COVID-19 or strengthening our supply chain through research and new technologies, Delawareans have stepped up to the challenge. We will continue to need more well-trained STEM students prepared to tackle future challenges. You all are teaching the next generation that will come up with more of these innovations and sometimes life-changing ideas. Delaware's future experts on science, technology, and engineering will have to start learning somewhere, and you are all inspiring them to succeed. Those being honored tonight are perfect examples of the innovative, dedicated educators we value here in Delaware. And on behalf of the entire state of Delaware, thank you for your commitment to STEM education and the success of your students. I'd also like to thank the Delaware STEM Council and all the sponsors who made tonight possible. We appreciate your support of innovation here in Delaware. Congratulations to all the award winners tonight, and thank you again for the important work that you do for our students and for the future of our state.
Hi, I'm Andy Ragone, the founder of Spexiton Biosciences. We're a bioscience measurement and engineering company located here in Wilmington, Delaware. We develop novel optical inspection systems to enable indoor growers of crop foods and medicines to increase yields and ensure safe products. We also support ag tech institutions such as the University of Delaware to help them improve R&D performance. Our photonic analyzers support crop biotechnology with cameras, sensors, and a range of lighting, so we are fundamentally a STEM company using the principles of science, engineering, and math. Spexiton is a member of the Delaware Foundation for Science and Math Education. Before COVID hit, we visited William Penn High School to demonstrate our instruments and STEM principles and hope to come back soon. We live and breathe STEM, so congratulations to this year's Delaware STEM Award winners. Spexiton is a socially equitable and environmentally focused STEM company. We look to our Delawareans to help us meet our mission dedicated to our planet's, nation's, and Delaware's health. Thank you.
And as we progress into our awards this evening, we move on to middle school. Similar to elementary, I think middle school serves a very critical area in our K-12 pipeline. This is the year when kids start to identify themselves. They start to make those decisions about who they are and what they want to be. This is also that critical year when our educators are playing that role of inspiring kids as through their work with STEM Literacy for All. So they're serving all kids from all walks of life and trying to sell them on this program. So again, thank you to all those who applied in this division. Again, the work you're doing is critical, and I appreciate what you've done, and we hope that you can continue to be an inspiration for others. So this year's winner comes also from Brandywine School District, PS DuPont Middle School, Sam Fawks and his team. So I will say that PS DuPont was also put on the map because of a former STEM Council member, John Singer. So I just wanted to put that out there, but I will hand it over to you guys. How do you feel about this? What are your thoughts?
Right. This is exciting. This is
Thank
fantastic. Speech. We're grateful to Brandywine, the leadership of Michelle and Judd, just for enabling us and empowering us to continue to be better with our students. It's truly a collective group effort, and we're very thankful for the opportunity.
So what can you say is your secret? What makes your program unique? There's 4 of you there. You do take a team approach. What have you been able to do that others can learn from?
So I think I start the students with introduction to technology, excuse me, and I give them a little taste of what the other teachers provide them later on to get them inspired. And then they pick up from where we left off, excuse me. And it's been great being able to work with such a collaborative team.
One thing we started doing was we started looking at the high school pathways and started bridging the gap between middle school and high school and getting kids thinking now what pathway they might want to go into. And so we're all individualized instructors now that geared to a Brandywine pathway, which has helped us tremendously with our student growth.
So I've been working with students on getting them interested in digital media. So we've been doing video productions, looking at Photoshop, and trying to do a lot of creative design work as they get ready to move on to high school.
Yeah, so and everything connects. When they learn it with Sam, they can use it with me and with Steven and Stella. Everything connects. So really there's no secret. It's just like a chain, all the links together.
Great. Well, thanks again and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
The STEM team of PS DuPont Middle School in Wilmington consists of, left to right, Stella Evans, Samuel Fawks, Stephen Lee, and Anarie Rio. Stella teaches 7th grade Introduction to STEM. Samuel teaches 7th grade Digital Media. Stephen teaches Technical Education, that is robotics, for all 3 grades. And Anarie teaches 8th grade coding. Stephen is also the CTE department chair. The STEM team's goal is to expose as many students as possible to a variety of STEM courses to better equip them for a career. The STEM program reflects a modern and rigorous approach to problem solving while providing opportunities for student innovation. In conjunction with high school teachers, the PS DuPont Middle School faculty team designed an engineering design process, EDP, poster. The EDP steps are stated in language drawn from the national STEM standards and provides a common language for students to follow in all STEM courses in middle and high school. Central to the PS DuPont program, the Intro to STEM course provides students with the opportunity to explore how science, technology, engineering, and mathematics integrate to solve problems. Hands-on activities involve design and modeling, environmental engineering and green technologies, mechanical engineering, robotics, and basic computer science. The 3-year technical education course series gives students a solid background in robotics. Students are exposed to a wide variety of advanced problem-solving activities utilizing state-of-the-art machines along with tools and equipment in the fabrication lab to develop and design solutions to real-world problems. PS DuPont students are active participants in the annual VEX robotics competition, as this video clip shows.
What do you like most about robotics?
Driving and building.
It's been a really enjoyable experience this year. It's really fun to get on competition.
In the digital media course, students are exposed to cinematography, editing, lighting, sound effects, graphics, animation, photography, and filming. They learn to develop a video presentation from initial concept to a finished product, such as this coverage of a visit to Disney's Star Wars attraction. Finally, in our coding course, the students are introduced to the fundamental elements of computer coding in a number of modern languages such as HTML, JavaScript, and Python. Students learn to develop, analyze, and interpret data. They are challenged to explain their thoughts in writing through typing code, as well as to show their ideas in strong theoretical visual modes. They are also introduced to basic electronics, computer hardware, networking, the basics of the 3 major operating systems, Apple, Linux, and Windows, and the internet. By having 4 distinct STEM courses, students are exposed to STEM in a variety of ways that will foster positive attitudes toward STEM fields. The courses promote self-confidence and a desire to pursue these pathways at the high school and beyond, leading to careers in STEM fields.
Again, congratulations to the team at PS DuPont Middle School. At this time, we would like to share with you another message from an elected official, a long-time STEM advocate, Senator Tom Carper.
Well, everybody, I'm Senator Tom Carper here at the DuPont Experimental Station, just on the outskirts of Wilmington, Delaware. For 100 years or more, some of the most amazing discoveries and inventions in the world. The history of science and technology, engineering lab have taken place right here. And there's a great need for a new generation of students who are steeped in the STEM subjects. The only way they're going to become ready, prepared to come to a place like this, go to work and help, develop the responses and the answers to the challenges that we face today, is to have great teachers. We're blessed with a lot of them. And on this evening, we're honoring some of the finest, best STEM teachers in Delaware, maybe in the country. Coming at people who love teaching, love kids, love imparting knowledge, and are innovative and creative. So tonight, we want to thank you for what you do. Take our hats off to you. You're doing the Lord's work. And as we say in the Navy, when people do great stuff, bravo Zulu. You have good work. Bravo Zulu. Thank you so much.
We believe now is the most important moment. This moment right now is the beginning of our future. Because it's not the there and then, but the here and now that matters most. If we focus enough on now, we can create a better life, a better world for all of us and the generations that follow. And that's why we work so hard every day. We transform what could be into what is. We're fearless optimists, thinkers and doers, unafraid of taking on the biggest challenges and rolling up our sleeves to make the impossible possible. Wherever you live, we're there, working side by side with customers in safety, water, healthcare, electronics, mobility, and construction. We've always been focused on improving everyday life, and we're doing it better today than ever before. And right now, we're protecting people when they need it most, connecting people when it matters most, and helping people live a better now. We're working around the world with our partners and in our communities. Together, we empower the world with the essential innovations to thrive.
Wow, I cannot believe what we see our elementary and middle school students doing today. And I say that DuPont Now video is waiting for you. Come on, that was fantastic, Judd, fantastic. And congratulations to Leona and Sam and their teams. Now for the high school winner category. I tell you, this is a place where we start to see those investments in those elementary, middle school students and teachers start to really pay off. And these winners today are just poised to carry on this amazing story for us in Delaware. Our first high school winner, I am pleased to announce and congratulate Rebecca Sheahan at Thomas McKean High School in the Red Clay School District. Rebecca, no, you didn't do that like you're that surprised. I'm loving you, girl, loving you. Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, the floor is yours.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I am 100% surprised. I did not prepare to speak, so I threw a few quick notes together like 5 minutes ago. So bear with me. But I would love to just share my deepest thanks to the Delaware STEM Council and all Delaware STEM supporters for truly seeing the value in agriculture and ag education in STEM. It's an industry that's often forgotten and undervalued, but absolutely vital to all because we all need to know where our food comes from, right? My own early STEM and agricultural experiences are the reason that I'm not just an ag educator, but also a small business owner who focuses on regenerative farming practices and youth education in livestock production and husbandry, which is just seeping with all things STEM. It's my goal in all of my educational and personal endeavors to spark a passion for agriculture and STEM in each student and person who enters my classroom and life, just as my own STEM educators and ag educators did for me. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I am absolutely humbled and beyond grateful for this honor.
That was pretty good for 5 minutes ago, right? Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now for your video. Thank you.
Rebecca Sheahan is part of the Animal Science program at Thomas McKean High School, located between Wilmington and Hockessin. Since 2008, she has also owned Honeysuckle Acres, a livestock farm business in Clayton, Delaware. Rebecca has a BS in Agriculture Education with a concentration in food and agribusiness marketing and management from the University of Delaware. She is currently working on a Master of Education in School Leadership at Wilmington University. Over the past 7 years, McKean's Animal Science program has become a leader in innovative, hands-on learning through real-world problem-solving, cross-curricular collaboration, and STEM education. The program takes students through a variety of experiences related to animal husbandry, veterinary medicine, and career opportunities in the field of agriculture and animal science. The program focuses on livestock production and management, small animal management, and veterinary medicine. An intracurricular aspect of the program is the McKean Future Farmers of America, or FFA, chapter. The Animal Science program is home to a menagerie of animals, including chickens, sheep, goats, and 2 sassy barn cats. It's most notably home to a small herd of show and market pigs that are under the care and management of animal science students. Students put their knowledge of anatomy, physiology, and swine management to practice through the synchronized reproduction of the pigs. Students apply their researching skills and understanding of expected progeny difference data to select a male for each female. They then work with industry professionals at each stud farm to ensure proper selection and purchasing. They utilize various industry technologies to successfully artificially inseminate the hogs and ultrasound technology to check pregnancy status. Students are responsible for all aspects of farrowing or birthing, weaning and raising the piglets, and marketing and selling them. They gain a real sense of responsibility, for the animals are 100% reliant on them for proper care. Students perform daily visual health checks, manage any problems that arise, for pigs love to cause mischief, and practice communicating with their supervising teacher regarding what is happening. Cross-curricular projects allow students to learn with others from different programs. An example of this is the Pollinator Garden Apiary Project, a collaboration of animal science, plant science, general science, and the design and engineering programs. Students were tasked with planning the pollinator garden, including measuring and spacing the plant components, walkways, garden beds, etc., and chose to start with a herb wall. After researching what they wanted to do, students chose to reach out to the engineering instructor to help them. Students designed and built components to the pollinator garden, such as herb boxes for the herb wall. Students in the animal science pathway were partnered with students in the engineering pathway to complete all tasks, from measuring to cutting to construction of each herb box and of the wall. Food safety is another area of student involvement. They learn what their part in minimizing harmful contamination can be at various stages along the farm-to-table continuum. Students get to try their hand at this through the Food Safety Let's Get Swabbing lab. The lab challenges students with the question, are fresh eggs safe to eat? And provides a variety of tools such as live chickens, fresh eggs, Petri dishes, swabs, etc. Students work collaboratively in groups to test their answer to the question. They also get to catch and wrangle chickens, which is always a fun time. Investing in making learning fun and exciting helps spark the interest for more learning. Before we know it, students are creating their own unique projects and experiments, and many begin to realize that a career in STEM might just be for them. All aspects of the animal science program prioritize student initiative and innovation. If students can dream it, they can do it, and the animal science program is there to set the stage for that exciting adventure.
Wow, Rebecca, congratulations one more time. Ag is one of my favorite passions, and to see you take the farm to table to business and engineering, thank you so much and congratulations. We have one more winner. That means that there's so much going on in Delaware STEM that we had to celebrate Miss Melanie Mundell at Newark Charter High School. Can you see me, Melanie? I don't know if I see you yet.
I can see you. Can you hear me?
I can. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. I'm really not expecting it. I thought it was, but I've just followed some great educators, so I'm really touched. I do want to say things as far as my journey with biotechnology. Tasked to create the program at Newark Charter, and honestly, what has helped me is reaching out to people in Delaware. Dr. Yultzar kind of asked me to do it, and honestly, when I graduated college with for biology, the technology DNA fingerprinting was just coming around. So I taught myself a lot of things with the help of a lot of people, including professors at Del Tech who helped me as I started to learn. I also reached out to EdvoTech who that would work with me, learning all of the different labs. I loved my initial experience where the previous winner worked with FFA. I worked with FFA and was able to learn how you write a very good research paper and do a presentation. And then we ended up switching towards medical. Because a lot of kids had a medical interest, and I learned a lot through HOSA as well. Both are amazing. FFA and HOSA in Delaware, really amazing. They are. I've learned so much from them. And then I just try to reach out to Star Campus and Delaware Bioscience and Delaware. I don't want to miss anybody, but Delaware Christiana Care. But honestly, it was reaching out to these people that have taught me so much. And that's I think I couldn't have done it without having people help and guide me. And I have a great advisory. I like how the CTE has a nice advisory and people willing to help and, help with getting equipment and stuff like that. So it's been amazing, great students. And I'm constantly learning, and this year obviously has been a year for biotechnology. One of my classes, actually two of my classes, they named themselves. One is, this is before they knew it would happen, Moderna, and the other one, The other one is BioNTech, which is associated with Pfizer. And it's ironic because they had to research and choose who they wanted. And
so maybe you should be adding an element of doing predict the future. Maybe that should be your next part of your pathway.
Yeah. But I really want to thank you. I know. I really want to thank Delaware STEM Council and all the sponsors. I really do. I think the biggest thing too is trying to find opportunities for students, and it's getting there. We're growing, and I'm seeing.
Right. Well, as we prepare to tee up your award-winning video, how did you go from biology to teaching?
Okay, so I actually went to the University of Delaware, and as a biology student, I had another friend who inspired me that was going into the education part, and so I did that. And I actually was a student teacher at Newark High. Loved the experience, and I worked at Newcastle County VOTEC at Del Castle for 9.5 years. It was amazing. Learned like all along, meeting really good people, educators, and then I ended up going to Newark Charter I guess after my 10 years at Del Castle when my children were young. And
got it.
It was the trailers, and I lived in we worked in the trailers, and we progressed. And then I know that Mr. Meese and Dr. Yulthofer always knew that I loved genetics, and that was my area of passion. So now I'm into the molecular biology. I love it. I'm constantly, I do really love it. So it's like my language. It's its own language.
Yes, we can tell. We can tell. Thank you for all you do, and you are inspiration. You're an inspiration.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Tee up your video. Congratulations.
Melanie Mundell teaches biotechnology at the Newark Charter Junior High School. Prior to arriving at the high school in 2014, she taught 7th grade life sciences at Newark Charter Middle School. Before that, she spent 10 years teaching biological, physical, and environmental sciences at Del Castle Technical Vocational High School. She has a BS in biology and a Master of Instruction, both from the University of Delaware. Biotechnology Research and Development is a 3-course career and technical education instructional program at Newark Charter High. Biotechnology relates to the manipulation of living things or components of living things to create a product or service that is beneficial for humans. The dogma of biology, DNA to RNA to protein, is the dominant theme in biotechnology, especially since so much of this field is focused on proteins. Many of the following representative class experiences address this theme. Level 1 biotechnology students experimented on the impact of lactase concentration on glucose creation. Students researched about marketable enzymes, formulated a hypothesis, developed a protocol, and individually analyzed the results. Another student-designed lab investigated the effects of alcohol concentration on DNA purity testing. Students in the second level worked as a team to design a protocol to not only extract DNA, but to determine the best alcohol concentration for extracting the purest DNA. To calculate purity, they used the UV spectrophotometer to find the absorbance. They determined the optical density at 2 spectrum locations to discover how pure their trial samples were, so they would know what % alcohol they would use if they were marketing DNA purity kits. Just before the school's closing for the coronavirus, a student team did a project on COVID. They adapted a flu testing lab kit to show how real-time reverse transcription polymerase chain reaction, or RT-PCR, testing for COVID would work. As part of each year in their coursework, students produce virtual posters of disease research, such as these. Here, students use column chromatography and polyacrylamide gel electrophoresis to separate and purify green and blue fluorescent protein. They test the purity by running the gel and making a standardized curve to check for molecular weight. This is a virtual poster used in the presentation given at Nemours on sickle cell anemia. In preparation, students conducted a Southern blot test for sickle cell in class. They worked with healthcare professionals, the patient, patient families, and their teacher. The University of Delaware was so thrilled with their project and presentation that they had one of the students presented at the IDEA Symposium. Biotechnology is a college preparatory pathway open to all students at Newark Charter High. It is popular for many reasons, including the fact that the Health Occupation Students of America, HOSA, Future Health Professionals, is affiliated with the program. In the past 3 years, each year, 20% of the students' graduates have planned to enroll in college academic majors that can lead to careers in health professions or Mrs. Mundell specialties.
Wow. I tell you, Melanie, that was just fantastic, and congratulations. I'm really excited.
Thank you.
So, believe it or not, we have one more. I hear that the selection committee had a real hard time and that we had such amazing applicants. We have one more in the high school category, and that goes to Elise Marie Knable at Caesar Rodney High School. You guys you are cracking me up, Elise, you're cracking me up.
Sorry. My husband's standing right here. I just looked at him like, oh my gosh. Wow. Okay.
This is what happens when you rock. This is what happens. Goodness gracious.
Much like Rebecca, I wasn't prepared, so I did try to write something up real quick.
Oh, I tell you, we are serious in Delaware.
Sure.
You know what? What can you say in 5 minutes that you haven't done already wonderful in the past year?
Well, I have to say, first of all, Delaware itself is part of the reason why I think as STEM and CT educators, we are so successful. I can attest to that as being somebody who worked in industry and came to teaching. And I know a lot of people in other states who just don't have the same ability or programs that they can teach. I am lucky that I work in a state that wants to see our students flourish in their fields, and they don't whittle it down to what a lot think STEM is. You know, STEM is not in a box, as we know for sure. Mm-hmm. So I do want to say a couple things. Thank you to Delaware STEM Council, the state of Delaware for their support, like I just said, and all the sponsors of the event. I'm honored, honestly, to represent such an amazing group of educators in our state. We work hard every day to try to bring STEM to life for our students in whatever field we are a part of. I also want to thank Caesar Rodney School District for their desire to build our STEM programs. I'd like to thank my principal, Dr. Sherry Kiowski, without a supportive building principal who harbors all of my crazy ideas. I know I wouldn't be able to do the things I do for my program. I do want to also give a shout out to my husband, who has supported me for my 12 years as a STEM educator. Even if that means coming and helping me at events or, you know, picking up the phone to help me troubleshoot technology issues. And I, of course, want to thank all my coworkers for the collaborations they allow me to do. Through the partnerships we've built with local businesses and organizations, as well as within our district, I know that my students are connecting to STEM in a way they probably never realized they could, and they're bringing it alive in the world around them. During this challenging time of online learning, I found the drive to bring STEM to all my students at home in whatever way possible, because I know how important it is to find meaningful work for them. And I think the STEM mindset is what allows me to do that, because we know nothing is impossible as long as we continue to innovate and step outside of the box and bring to life all of the possibilities in the world around us. So again, I'm completely surprised, and I can't thank you enough.
Oh, that's amazing. And in fact, I can't top that except to say congratulations. Keep doing what you do. You are good for this state, good for our kids. And we'll we'll tee up your video right now. Thank you so much and congratulations.
Thank you.
Since 2017, Elise Knable has been a career and technology teacher specializing in media and design at the Caesar Rodney High School in Camden, Delaware. She's also an adjunct faculty at Wesley College teaching a course in yearbook production. Prior to arriving at Caesar Rodney, she was the Career and Technical Education Department Chair at Appoquinimink High School in Middletown. She has earned a BA in Media and Design from Wesley College and a Master's of Career and Technology Education, Instruction, and Curriculum Design from Wilmington University. The Audio, Radio, Video Engineering Design, or ARVID, course sequence encompasses many facets of standard and project-based STEM education. In our courses, we provide students an opportunity to experience the ARVID world and find their niche within it. Our program is unique in that it affords students real-world experiences beyond those found in a classroom setting. For example, we have developed several partnerships within our community, such as the video prepared for the Delaware State Parks that you are watching now. A key part of the ARVID course structure is the weekly student-produced Writer News broadcast, which spreads STEM awareness throughout the school and the district. The ARVID program consists of 4 courses spread across the 4 years of high school. The Level 1 class is for freshmen and sophomore students. They learn the theory behind film and media, including media literacy, camera techniques, framing, visual literacy, color theory, and story development. They work with cameras and video editing software to produce a cohesive video presentation. Level 2 has sophomore and junior students and focuses on enhancing student skills through collaboration and project-based learning. The class covers structures and modes of film, script writing, and the application of their knowledge. Level 3 juniors and seniors develop Writer News broadcast content while they work to build and publish their online portfolio, learn motion graphics, and, most recently, drone pilot skills. Level 4 is a capstone senior course. Students work on various projects throughout the year, as well as produce and collaborate within school. The Writer News anchor positions draw from these students, as does the final production of the news each week. Due to the positive reputation of our program, we have been approached by local businesses to prepare videos. Such opportunities allow our students to develop skills that will not only make them highly employable, but also keep them engaged with the STEM content in the classroom. This is an excerpt from a video produced for the Camden, Wyoming market. Students also work with the Public Broadcasting System Student Reporting Labs to develop stories that reach across the school and community. Students work in collaboration with professional PBS editors and producers to develop their stories for presentation on the PBS site and, at times, inclusion in the PBS NewsHour on national television. Here is an excerpt from one of these PBS stories. Our program graduates several students yearly who attend college or work in their field. Over the last 2 years, 10 out of 19 seniors from our program have moved into a STEM field in a higher education setting or have gone on to work in their field, including acting as media developers for summer camps, freelance media specialists, and sound producers for churches. Our students come from diverse and varied backgrounds, demonstrating how ARVID reaches worldwide and to underrepresented populations of women and minorities. Only one of the 10 seniors mentioned currently pursuing a career in the STEM field is a white male. Recently, a Black female graduate from the class of 2020 was one of 3 high school students chosen nationally for the PBS Student Reporting Lab's Health Video Fellowship. In conclusion, the ARVID program gives our students a chance to use their skills in unique ways and serves to inspire them to continue work in STEM throughout their life.
Wow, I tell you, we have gone from piglets and chickens to generics and rare diseases, and now to media design and full-time jobs in the STEM fields. Let's give another shout out to Rebecca, Melanie, and Elise. Congratulations. Now, for a special message from Senator Chris Coons, representing Delaware in the U.S. Senate since 2010, and who, by the way, I must mention, is a chemist with a Bachelor's of Arts in Chemistry from Amherst College in Massachusetts.
Hi, I'm U.S. Senator Chris Coons. Welcome to the 2020 virtual Delaware STEM Symposium and Educator Awards ceremony. I want to thank the companies that have supported this, Ashland, DuPont, other businesses across our state that have supported the Delaware STEM Council and this symposium. And a particular shout out to the Executive Director, Dan Sushensky. Thank you for your leadership. And to all the nominees and award winners of this evening. I also want to welcome and thank parents who've been so engaged in helping your kids learn about science, even remotely and during the challenges of this pandemic. It's been an interesting year for all of us. But one of the things that I'm particularly proud of was having a role in helping to get one of Delaware's best scientists and innovators on a brand new US dollar coin. Her name was Annie Jump Cannon. She was from Dover, Delaware, trained at Harvard. She was the scientist who was behind the current system for classification of stars. She was the first woman to receive an honorary doctorate of science at Oxford University, and the person who put Delaware on the back of the American Innovator's coin to represent who we think best represents innovation here in Delaware. This is a one-of-a-kind event that helps make STEM durable and strong in our state, an event that unites K-12 educators to collaborate and share ideas, an event that fosters a culture of growth and innovation in our state, and that broadens access for Delawareans to pursue advanced degrees in STEM and to join the STEM workforce of the 21st century. So I'm so grateful for all of you, for all the great work you do to increase STEM literacy, to inspire young people, and to engage with each other as educators. Have a fantastic event.
Thank you, Senator Coons. It's a celebration, it's a celebration. And I hope that you're enjoying this evening, the Delaware STEM Educator Awards. It just feels like it's a holiday. We should have the day off. And it's like Christmas or our birthday or that first day of school. It's just an exciting time to know some wonderful educators and to acknowledge their work. The Delaware STEM Council has always planned to expand the awards to include community-focused educators, the ones that may not operate in a traditional classroom setting. We know that learning happens everywhere, and so does teaching. It happens formally and informally. It happens after school and on weekends. It happens during the summer, and it happens during a pandemic. It's especially during the pandemic. Learning and teaching may take place on a business campus, at a community center, in a library, a church, a synagogue, a place of worship, or even in a museum. This award has been 6 years in the making, and the timing is perfect. Tonight, the Delaware STEM Council, along with the Delaware Foundation for Science and Mathematics Education, are proud to announce and celebrate the inaugural Delaware Community Educator Award. I'm excited. I'm going to try and contain myself so I can get through this. Now, I'm PJ Simon. I'm a board member with the Delaware Foundation for Science and Mathematics Education. And as a former academic outreach manager for the DuPont company, I was responsible for implementing the education investment strategy for North America. Now, I've traveled to schools across the country. I've worked closely with corporate, academia, nonprofit leaders, government officials, countless celebrities, and also the who's who in STEM. Now, in that role, I've presented awards, hundreds of awards to rock stars and the stars that rock our world. These individuals have the greatest impact on the lives of our children. These rock stars, they're teachers. They're our teachers, our educators. The Community Educator Award reminds me of the African proverb. That proverb says, you know it, it takes a village to raise a child. Well, when we speak of the village, we're referring to the closest, those who are closest to us, the people who have the greatest influence on us. Yes, the village is the very heart of the community. Now, during this pandemic, we had to summon and rely on the village. We're mindful that when the village shows up, the respondents may not look, think, or be who we're expecting. But when the village shows up, they bring exactly what we need. Certification isn't required to nurture, mentor, and protect our children. You don't need certification to expose our children to a world of possibilities and to remind them that there is greatness in them. When the village shows up, the village brings everything that we need. When they show up, we think about how they have a heart for service and a commitment to make a world of difference. Our children need the village. They need to be reminded, yes, that there is greatness in them and that they can do everything and anything. But they got to hear that message early. They have to hear it often, and they must hear it from different people to ensure that they know that their lives matter. Oh, when the village shows up. The community educators, they show our children how to have fun as they work together and how to think critically, how to tackle and solve a problem. And they make learning about science, technology, engineering, and mathematics cool. Many community educators also inspire our children to pursue a career pathway in STEM, where they can make a difference in the quality of our lives, and they get an opportunity to make the big bucks. This is the work that we recognize tonight. I could talk about the village and the community award educators, but I'm going to tell you about the award. The community award educators, we recognize exemplary educators, but we use the same framework for success that has been used in the previous awards. The applicants for this award can be a certified K-12 teacher in the Delaware public school system. And they can also be an exceptional educator who may be uncertified, but still works in the K-12, still works with K-12 students in a STEM-focused curriculum. The curriculum must meet all expectations and also the goals of the Delaware STEM Council. Now, preference is given to published STEM curriculums and programs which have been vetted, which are sustainable. The activities may impact many, and they can be replicated and scaled across the state. For the 2019-2020 academic school year, the Delaware STEM Educator Award Committee has received and reviewed the applications, but they also selected the honorees. They are in 3 different levels. We have the elementary, middle school, and also high school. So, on behalf of the Delaware STEM Council and the Delaware Foundation for Mathematics, Education, and Science, I am proud to announce the Community Educator Award for the elementary grade level. Drum roll, please. means.
Thank you.
Urban initiatives.
Wow! Now, I've been giddy all day. Hello.
Hi, Miss PJ.
Wonderful. Hello, Jackie. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you. Wow. Oh my goodness. Wow. What do I say?
Were you surprised? Were you surprised?
You know, because I know you and you were just so like exploding with excitement. I was like, is this?
And that's why I haven't been in touch with you.
Oh, wow. I'm sure you can hear my mom. She's super excited. She's also on the Zoom, just in a different room. But wow, thank you so much. I wrote down like just a couple people I wanted to say thank you to.
Okay.
The list is miles long, but I just have a few names. Well, first and foremost, I want to thank DFSME. For this award. Thank you so much. I'm very grateful. You know, I don't know if everyone on this call knows. Hi, my name is Jacqueline Means. I'm 18 years old and I'm the founder of the Wilmington Urban STEM Initiative. But you know, just being like 18, and I've had this program since I was about 12 or 13 years old. And there have been so many people who have mentored me, supported me, given me advice, just all kinds of help, you know. And this program, the program I've created, would not be where it is today without those people. And just to name a few, definitely Miss Ann, thank you so much. I know she's on this call, as well as Mr. Randy, Dr. Terry, who I saw earlier, you, Miss PJ Simon, Miss Cynthia Williams from my local community center, Mr. Rashid Mustafa from City Parks and Rec, Miss Velda Jones Potter for being a great mentor and friend, Miss Jennifer from Inspiring Women in STEM, Dr. Joan Coker, and so many other amazing individuals who have just given me so much support and just love, you know, with this program I've had. It's been a long 6 years, you know, it's been a long time that I've had this program. And I remember my very first Girls Empowerment STEM event, which are these big workshops I host where I invite inner city girls to come to a full day of just fun, hands-on. And hands-on is very key for me as a student myself. You know, I hate watching the teacher do the cool thing and I just have to do the work. You know, it's more fun to do the cool thing and then do the work as well. But at my very first one, I bought all the materials for 100 girls and only 35 showed up. And I was so heartbroken. You know, I was like, why am I even doing this if I'm not going to impact as many girls as I'd planned? But I remember the girls came up to me after, like, Miss Jackie, and they call me Miss, I feel so old. But they're like, Miss Jackie, this is so cool. When's the next one? And I was like, you want there to be another one? And that just really warmed my heart and was kind of the momentum that kept me going and keeps me going. You know, even through the pandemic, I've moved my kind of Zoom, my sessions to online and to Zoom and to virtual. And it's not the same, but it just feels good to know that when I look at that screen, there's like, you know, 100, maybe 30, however many kids, whether it's 5 or 500, that I'm having a positive impact on. And this wouldn't be possible without all the individuals who have helped me. And a big shout out to my mom, who's been by my side through everything, all the ups and the downs, all the successes and the failures. But yeah, thank you to everyone who's been just a support system for me. And I'm so very grateful for this award. Thank you so much.
Well, Jackie, I have to tell you, I think you really need to share this award with your mom because your mom is absolutely amazing. If we could clone her and you know, boy, we really have a significant impact on Delaware and
oh my
Newark.
gosh.
And so let's work on that. Why don't we? Right? Let's work on it. We can do it. We can do anything. And it's just wonderful to have. This is Women's History Month.
Yes.
And as we are announcing this award, and I mean you're 18. So when I said that when the village shows up, they may not. Who was expecting? Excuse me, but a kid. Who's expecting a kid to help them, right? Yeah. But you're doing a great work, and so you're not limited to the students here in Delaware or in the city of Wilmington. Tell us what you do on weekends sometime.
For sure. So my program has gained a lot of traction, especially in the last 2 years. And I had the opportunity to be featured on a lot of different national television shows, from the Steve Harvey Show to Dr. Oz to the Today Show to The View, to Access Hollywood 2 times, which is so much fun. Mario Lopez is an absolute sweetheart. But recently what I've been doing, I am a series regular on the CBS show Mission Unstoppable, hosted by Miranda Cosgrove. And what I do is I have my own segment on each weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. CBS. And I lead people in just fun, hands-on DIY experiments that can be done at home. And that segment was filmed just a few months back, still in the pandemic, but I think, especially now that we've been in it for almost a year now, I think that those segments are really helpful for people who are, getting bored at home and don't have much to do. For these experiments, all you need is, let's say, a water bottle, some vegetable oil, and some water. And that's one thing that I love about science and STEM as a whole. It is so easily accessible. Anyone can do it. It's not exclusive, regardless of your gender, your age, where you live, whatever. You can do it as long as you have just a few basic materials. You can have a lot of fun with it. And it's just been a blast, getting to messages from all kinds of people. Most recently, I was featured on the Kelly Clarkson show, so I've gotten a lot of messages. But it's been just such a blessing to be able to share this passion that I have with not just my state, but my nation.
Well, thank you, my dear. I don't want them to cut you off, but we got to keep it moving. So yeah. Google her. She's a rock star. Okay. Now we have a video that we'd like to share also.
Jacqueline Means graduated in 2020 from the Delaware Military Academy with high honors. She resides in Southbridge on the east side of Wilmington, an area with challenges, including a high crime rate and a troubling school dropout rate. Jacqueline set out to make her own contribution to change by creating a nonprofit foundation, Wilmington Urban STEM Initiative. In her own words, living in an area of Wilmington where things can be very negative, I saw drug dealing and violence on a regular basis. Because of that, I wanted to do my part to better my community and make Southbridge, which has unfortunately been dubbed Murder Town, USA by Newsweek, a better place by combining my two passions, STEM education and helping others. I started showing others how amazing STEM is when my turning point came. My turning point came when I witnessed a person no older than myself get gunned down in the street near my home. I knew then that I had to offer help in some way, provide a different picture of what life could be to the young girls in my community who were only getting one image of their potential future. So I founded the Wilmington Urban STEM Initiative. WUSI is an initiative I created because I am dedicated to making my community a better place by bringing STEM to the underprivileged girls, mostly of color, of Wilmington, and letting them know that STEM is and can be a career choice for them. I host multiple interactive and hands-on workshops, which I call Girls Empowerment STEM events, throughout the year. I started hosting my events over 5 years ago. At my events, every single girl of the nearly 100 in attendance gets to do her own individual science experiments, from making slime and lava lamps to even elephant toothpaste and dry ice cream. My goal is to change the girls' negative mindset about STEM, which I feel I have totally accomplished, because from when they walk in to when they leave, they go from "this stinks, we have to do science and math stuff," to "that was so fun, science is actually really cool." It's a complete change in opinion and mindset. Through my events, I've been able to positively impact over 1,500 young girls and counting. I am showing the girls that they can defy the odds that have been stacked against them and change the world for the better. Her efforts have been recognized at both local and national level. The following is from the Today Show.
Aprons on and your goggles down. We're going to get started. Most kids wouldn't be happy spending a Sunday morning in a room full of beakers and tubes. With the help of 16-year-old Jacqueline Means, these young girls are learning science can be a whole lot of fun. They come in with kind of a, what are we doing today? Science, I don't even like that stuff. And my goal throughout the day is to change their mindset about it and say, hey, that's not the right way to think about it. STEM is so much fun, so exciting, and really cool. Jacqueline discovered her love for science at a young age, and she was surprised to learn women make up only 29% of people in the STEM field. It was really discouraging just to see that if I were to go into the STEM field, I wouldn't have kind of that female backing to support me the whole way through. And I said, well, I want to change that. And so she did. Jacqueline, frustrated by a lack of affordable education programs in her Delaware community, founded the Wilmington Urban STEM Initiative to introduce young girls to the wonders of science. In a city nicknamed Murder Town, USA for its high rates of violence, she hoped to give girls here a chance to build a brighter future. I wanted to kind of bring this whole idea to life of having a full day of just fun STEM education, really making it hands-on and exciting. And just like that, we've got blue snow. See? Isn't that cool? Exposure is very important, letting them know that this is something that's out there. It's something you can do.
Thank you once again to our STEM queen, Jacqueline Means. Now I have the distinct honor to introduce Delaware's favorite Congresswoman. We have a video from the Honorable Lisa Blunt Rochester.
Good evening. This is Congresswoman Lisa Blunt Rochester, and I'm pleased to join you for the Delaware STEM Symposium this year. Despite the challenges brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic, you persevered, and we thank all of the sponsors, organizers, and participants for carrying on. I'm also honored to add my name to the chorus of congratulations to all of the award winners tonight. I thank you for your dedication to your students and their education during these trying times. As so many students across Delaware are now relying on virtual learning, this pandemic has showed us even more how important our educators are. Teachers across our state have amazed me with your creativity and innovative solutions to make virtual learning go as smoothly and as effectively as possible. Teaching STEM is important now more than ever. And earlier this year, I launched the first of its kind bipartisan Future Work Caucus in Congress with the knowledge that STEM or STEAM education is absolutely vital for the future of our nation. As STEM educators, you are preparing each of your students for success in an ever-changing world. As we honor and celebrate you tonight, I hope our collective gratitude is felt by you all. You are our heroes. Congratulations, thank you, and good night.
Now we have a second award. Now this Community Educator Award is for the middle school division. And we're deeply pleased to honor and recognize Deb Liswick with Stride.
EJ. Hi. After watching what that young girl did, there's no way I can be
Yes, yes. There is a way. You are the way.
Thank you. Thank you. I have to thank my team and my team of 10 scientists who come out and meet with the kids in small groups, and my husband, who I always drag into this, and they came up with the experiments because I have a real passion about public education. As Annenberg said, education is essential. That's what everybody needs to advance their lives. And I'm sorry, my dad always thought that I could do anything I wanted, and I want kids to feel the same way, no matter who they are or what their backgrounds are. I'm sorry.
Okay. We love it.
I'm sorry.
We love it.
I want those kids to be to think critically, to have the confidence to know that they are important and what they think and how they think is important, because it's not just about being a STEM career, but to be science literate is really important in this world. So thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Deb, you have no reason to be sorry. You have no reason to be sorry. We're extremely proud of you and your work. It's that heart for service that you have. So I'm extremely happy. And I haven't spoken to you either because I was not going to blow this.
Okay. Well, may I thank?
We'll talk. We'll talk.
All right. Thank you.
We have a video about Stride and Deb Liswick.
Dr. Deborah Leachweck is the Director of Educational Outreach for the STRIDE program. Prior to joining STRIDE in 2019, she had a 35-year career in the DuPont company, with her last 13 years spent as analytical manager for the refinish paint business. She has a BA in chemistry from Illinois Benedictine College and an MS and PhD, also in chemistry, from the University of Illinois. Using interactive activities, Dr. Leachweck and her team work to engage students to help them learn that science is fun and that science and engineering form the building blocks for technology. The activities dovetail with the Red Clay 6th grade curriculum on forces and energy. The structure and content for each activity were developed by the STRIDE staff in coordination with the involved STEM faculty. Each activity takes the form of an experiment following the standard scientific method. The experiments are conducted after school for 6 90-minute sessions that students refer to as a science club. It's offered to all 6th grade students at each school in the district. However, sessions are limited to approximately 24 because of the number of volunteers available. One of the keys to the success of the program is that students work in small groups and receive individualized attention. This allows flexibility in pairing a volunteer's personal style with that of the students so that differences in ability or approach are minimized. The program is fortunate to have, on average, 8 volunteers per session. The quality of the volunteers is outstanding. All volunteers are trained scientists or engineers with industry experience. Most hold PhDs. A science teacher is always present and participates as the teacher feels appropriate. Each session starts with a 2-minute presentation from one of the volunteers in which that person talks about some of the actual work they do and the value of that work. This provides the students some insight into the type of work industrial scientists and engineers pursue and its broader impact. After this job overview, all are given a brief introduction and discussion regarding the principle the activity explores. A multi-page handout provides background and guidance on conducting the day's experiments. Students break into small teams of 3 to 5. Each team is assigned a scientist volunteer. The volunteers engage the students, requiring them to apply the scientific method. The team must first make a hypothesis and the provided information to define the problem. The volunteer helps them think about what they are measuring, how the measurements are made, what errors might arise in the measurements, and how they might overcome the errors. The team must plan and carry out investigations in the form of experiments and data collection. After performing the experiments, the team analyzes the collected data. Analyzing the data requires the use of mathematics and computational thinking. Students always compile a table of data, and in some cases, they also plot it. The team then evaluates their analyzed data and draws conclusions. They need to think about what they have measured and articulate their responses. In many cases, they are expected to provide a quantitative description. They must engage in argument from evidence. Finally, the team reviews any failures and how they affect their experimental results as they relate to the hypothesis. Each team reports back to the whole group, describing what they measured and what they learned from the measurements. After the experiments are completed, a short video or discussion provides context for the experiment. Why is this principle important? Where might each of us experience this principle in our everyday lives?
Hello, I'm Randy Gushel. I'm the Executive Director of the Delaware Foundation for Sciences and Mathematics Education, and I'm here with the rest of you to celebrate STEM and the key people in the STEM process, the STEM teachers. And what a great bunch we've heard about already. I want to take a minute here to look at our sponsor list and mention two of the sponsors that we haven't heard about today. Labware, who has a long history of supporting STEM education through focus on professional development of STEM educators, the principal business supporter of bringing next generation science standards across the state to our STEM teachers. And I also want to mention Agilent. Agilent is a company in Delaware, which is a returning sponsor from last year. And they have a significant footprint in Delaware. They've been here for 25 years. They have over 900 employees, and they are comprehensively involved in integrating workflow solutions, helping laboratories provide superior scientific and economic outcomes. They enable scientists to improve the quality of life. Finally, Agilent is really delighted to be philanthropically helping our community service efforts in STEM education, and they love highlighting the examples of these excellent educators. And they hope that they will be using these to bring more STEM educated students into the workforce. So thank you to all of our sponsors, and we really appreciate our sponsors because these awards are for the STEM educators. So now I have the honor of announcing the final new award of the day. And this is a new award category. It's the John Mannon STEAM Education Award. And it's presented annually starting today by the Delaware Foundation for Science and Math Education. And it's different because it's something done within school by a team of STEM educators who achieve outstanding accomplishments coordinating the planning and execution of their programs. And the award recognizes the collaboration within the school administration for support to do things collectively and do them differently. This award was created by an anonymous donor, and it will recognize the roles of the teachers and provide a cash award of $1,000 for the teachers to use to support the student activities and projects and to publicize what they are doing and how they do it. So as we now talk about giving the first ever John Mannon STEAM Education Award, it's an interdisciplinary team from the Colonial School District. It's a team of 7 teachers at the William Penn High School, and their speaker is Chris Welburn. Chris, are you out there?
Yes, I am.
How you doing, Chris? Good to meet you this way.
I'm doing terrific.
I don't know if you're going to be as emotional as the last couple winners, but you guys have done fantastic stuff.
I'm going to try not to be too emotional, but we're very excited over here to receive the award. I'd like to I did take a moment to write a couple of things down. Otherwise, I will ramble on forever because it's an occupational hazard. But on behalf of our team over here at William Penn, which includes Megan Bone in biology, Armando Caro in mathematics, Kim Davis in art, because you can't forget art in the A in STEAM, and Mark McKenzie and Lars Jensen in chemistry. I'd really like to thank the Delaware Foundation for Science and Math Education for the award. We really appreciate it. We feel particularly honored to be this year's the first award winner, considering the gentleman it's named for. John Mannon is a terrific human being and an exceptional leader in the areas of math and science education here in Delaware. We always look forward to when he would visit us and meet with us, complete with his ubiquitous trademark puns, and spend time. We love spending time with he and John Junk over at the University of Delaware each summer, where we would present our lessons. So we really like to thank everybody over there, and we'd like to congratulate all the earlier winners for their awards. It was really inspiring to see their stories and their programs.
Thank you. Now, if I could ask one question, Chris, what is it that's unique about your teamwork versus some of the other team awards we heard about?
I think it's the biggest thing is overcoming the challenges that we face at the high school where things get so compartmentalized. Is fighting with and working with our administration who's very flexible to actually work together across such a broad area. You know, we have different kids, we have different subject matters, and yet we're still able to come together and create lessons that we can give to our kids and work with connections between the different topics in STEM. So I think it's probably that you're overcoming that obstacle, which has been the biggest thing for us.
Great. Thank you. I think there's a video following now.
William Penn High School in Newcastle, Delaware, is divided into 3 college academies: STEM, Business, and Humanities. Within the STEM college, course concentrations are offered in agriculture, allied health, computer science, construction, engineering, manufacturing, mathematics, and science. During the summers of 2014 through 2015, the William Penn High School STEAM team of teachers designed and implemented lessons centering around various central themes to groups of students and teachers from across the state at the University of Delaware. The team members were Megan Bone in biological sciences, Armando Caro in mathematics, Kim Davis in art, Lars Jensen and Mark McKenzie in chemistry, and Chris Wellborn in the fields of physics and engineering. Through the support and inspiration of John Mannon and John Jung at the University of Delaware, and the broad background and expertise of team member Armando Caro, the team came up with a variety of central topics around which they built their various lessons. Those topics were randomness and patterns, chaos theory and deterministic systems, symmetry, fractal patterns, and a lesson centered around the concept of a cycloid. A hallmark of their lessons was the presence of a tangible object or device that would help tie the concepts together and give the students a chance for a hands-on experience. In the case of their lesson on chaos theory, the team built a functioning harmonograph. This device uses coupled oscillators or pendulums to create line drawings that, while moving due to the deterministic laws of physics, produce individual drawings that are unique as fingerprints due to the minor differences in the initial starting conditions. Fractals can be defined as an irregular geometric structure that cannot be described by classical geometry because magnification of the structure reveals repeated patterns of similarly irregular but progressively smaller dimensions. Fractals show up throughout nature as well as in architecture, art, and engineering. The lesson on fractals allowed the students to make their own fractal pattern. The Sierpinski triangle is a fractal attractive fixed set with the overall shape of an equilateral triangle, subdivided recursively into smaller equilateral triangles. Students built a three-dimensional Sierpinski's triangle made from straws that ended up being over 8 feet tall. In geometry, a cycloid is the curve traced by a point on a circle as it rolls along a straight line without slipping. The lesson on this featured a 10-foot-long cycloid-shaped ramp for the demonstration of some of the fascinating physical features of that particular curve. Symmetry can be found both in nature and human creations. The lesson explored the concept as it relates to nature, to human artifacts, and to the built environment. For each of these topics, the team wove the various sciences, mathematics, and art into a single synthesis that hopefully led the students to a better appreciation of not only the overarching concept being presented, but to the interconnectedness of the various STEAM fields of study as well. During their time working on these lessons, the team developed an even stronger professional and personal bonds, which led to a variety of smaller scale collaborations within their everyday school setting.
Didn't I tell you to sit back, relax, and enjoy? This has been Simply STEMsational. Simply STEM sensational. And I tell you this, we're not done yet, because we're bringing out the big guns right now. It's an absolute honor and pleasure to welcome Lieutenant Governor Bethany Hall Long to the stage. Our Lieutenant Governor is a card-carrying STEM guru herself, a trained nurse, health scientist, and university professor. She hits all of the cylinders. Bethany is also honorary chair of the Delaware STEM Council and our #1 spokesperson for Million Women Mentors in Delaware, and now an acclaimed STEM advocate nationwide. Talk about on the front line. Welcome, Lieutenant Governor Bethany Hall Long.
Thank you. Wow, thank you. STEM sensational. I love that. I will take the mask off as the nurse professor who's out vaccinating. It is an honor to be here and to come forth at the end of such a phenomenal program. For those of us who are gathered here, very few in COVID compliance, the energy is just electrifying. I have to say that it is so important. I want to say thank you for allowing me to be the honorary chair, but I want to thank the members of the Delaware STEM Council, DFSME, and to the many persons this evening and collaborators in the planning committee. A particular shout out to our MCs tonight, to Terry, to PJ, to Randy. In the room, we have Judd. We also know the great planning committee with Don and others. I know I'm going to forget the names, so I'll quit saying them. But I just want to say how important STEM is. To those of you tonight who were award recipients, congratulations to all the nominees. It takes, as we heard earlier from PJ, a village of those of us who come together to uplift, to educate. You've heard from all of us in the elected offices statewide. I think every single one has talked about the value of STEM and STEAM. If you didn't win this year, we want you to still come back and apply next year. You are all winners, and my eyes and everyone else's. How we advance as a community, as a state and a nation is really through science, technology, engineering, and math. I am so humbled and honored to be the honorary chair of Million Women Mentors, as well as Delaware STEM Council. Let me just share with you very quickly a little story, and if I didn't, I know Randy would be very disappointed. But to the educators and those of you across the state, I came forth from a family who didn't have a lot of education background, but I turned my learning experience at a public school, Indian River High School, into a learning opportunity. I had mentors around me. I was raised on a farm. Nobody ever talked about college or science, but it turned into an important opportunity. Just like our award winner tonight, one of them, Jackie Means, who's inspiring others. Let's continue to do what you do every day and inspire. I was fortunate to have lots of great mentors along the journey to become a nurse and a research scientist. But most importantly, I had a couple of family mentors, a grandmother who had to quit school in the 8th grade to work behind a mule on a farm, and talked about why young men and young women need an education. So what better of an education than in STEM? Think about it. I am so honored to wrap out the STEM sensational program this evening and to challenge us as a state to continue to be the diamond in the rough. All eyes are on Delaware. We are the hub of innovation, entrepreneurship, and how do we do that? through your creative opportunities and your eyes. So to the educators who sometimes ponder through this challenging year with online classes, am I making a difference? You are making a difference. And I say thank you, as does everyone else with the Delaware STEM Council and DFSME for what you've done in the leadership. So everyone who's out there who applied, who nominated, take your right hand, pat it on your left shoulder, say congratulations to each and every one of you. You are winners in my eyes and into the state. Thank you so much. And I'm going to turn this back over to Judd. Come on up. Here you go. Thank you all. Be safe, be well. We'll see you next year.
Thank you again, Honorary Chair. Lieutenant Governor Bethany Howell-Long. So to wrap this up, educators, thank you again. I think this award ceremony, what we're doing right now, is probably the most important thing we could be doing in STEM education. You are blazing a trail. Like, we need to watch what you're doing, and you see that we're surrounding you with leaders who see your vision we want to follow. But one of the things I always think about with the importance of innovation is disruption. Our work is not done. There's still plenty to do. We've come a long ways in the last 10 years, but the next 10 years, we just got to make sure that we're being more inclusive. We're making sure that we're focused on that STEM equity for all. But again, we wouldn't be able to do it without that trail and that trajectory that you've already presented for us. So I would like to bring my co-chair, Dr. Gray, back up to say some last words as we say goodnight.
Thank you, Judd. Thank you. I tell you, we're running a little bit behind, but I would be remiss. I can see almost all of the winners on the screen here at one time. So I get a chance to say, what is hope for the future? And that's you. That is Jacqueline Means, Deb Liswick, my friend Deb. I didn't believe you could cry like that. Rebecca Sheahan, Melanie Mundell, Elise Knable, Leona Williams, Samuel Fawks, and Chris Wilburn. Thank you. The hope, the future is on you and us together. And without what you're doing, we would be where? We would be everywhere, somewhere together. And I want to put this out there that the hope for the future looks like you, looks like us together. And I just want to steal shamelessly from PJ, the village shows up. The village showed up tonight, and that is what will make a difference. We saw in COVID-19 those iniquities and those disparities in what our children are getting across the state and, quite frankly, across the country. And we are that critical mass of caring adults, parents, leaders, child advocates, and others. As best said by Marian Wright Elderman, it is up to us to put children first. We have shown tonight that we know how to do it, and we know how to do it well. And I tell you, we are STEM movers and shakers working together to close the opportunity gap with STEM literacy for all Delawareans. Congrats to the 22 STEM Educator Award winners, and thanks everybody for making tonight STEM-sational. I can talk more.
I'm Colin Bowers, and we are the STEM Organization of America. We started the organization in Delaware over the spring of this year in order to give students all across the state the opportunity to improve and showcase their STEM skills completely digitally during the COVID-19 pandemic. In Delaware alone, we were able to reach 100 plus members from 21 schools in just 3 months. Giving students across Delaware the platform to express their interest in STEM was our main mission, and now we are looking to expand upon that.
Hello, I'm Raj Pednikar. This success in Delaware inspired us to expand nationally so we could reach people all over the country impacted by the pandemic. Our vision has caught the attention of many student organizations at universities such as Harvard, Yale, and Stanford. We're extremely thankful for the opportunities that have been presented to us and the people we have met along the way. We look forward to working with them along with others to help achieve our goals in the near future. In our inaugural year for the Delaware at Home STEM competition, first place went to Elena Agrawal of the Charter School of Wilmington. Second place went to Daniel Lee of Cab Calloway School of the Arts. And third place went to Juan Zhang of Middletown High School. These students exemplified the future minds of America we hope to foster.
Hello, I am Victor Shi. We wanted to congratulate the winners of the Delaware STEM Educator Awards in advance for their hard work, especially during these times. They provide us with great inspiration in our own organization, and we thank them for that as well. We would also like to thank Mr. Shuchensky and the entire Delaware STEM Council for allowing us to present today. It is a great honor. To all the educators, speakers, and listeners today, we hope you are interested in sharing the STEM Organization of America's vision. We look forward to working with everyone we can in order to provide every student access to a STEM education throughout this pandemic. So we hope you can sign up or encourage your students to sign up. We will share our contact information at the end of this video if you have any further questions. Thank you.
To the STEM Organization of America. One last thing, which is the most important, is that the application window for the 2021 STEM Educator Awards is now open, right? Take a look at the screen. Applications are now being accepted at delawarestem.org, and we look forward to seeing you later this year. STEM-sational, and thank you, thank you, thank you.